Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Hazard12 here, and I've got a really exciting custom tactics video to share with you guys. It's a brand new one that I've not done on the channel before, but I do think it's going to be really strong, especially post patch. I've given it a good go and I had a real good time with it. If you like what you see, then please do drop a like and subscribe. There's a really high percentage, it's like 85% of people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed, so it would really mean a lot to me if you click that subscribe button. But enough of me begging for likes and subscribes. Let's just jump straight on into the video. It's going to be on the defensive segment, but ignore that. My hat's all over the shop. What's going on? Ignore that. It's just because I dick around with tactics so much, it just happens to fall wherever it falls. So defensive style, I'm going to leave on balanced. I just feel like you could pick and choose when to press, pick and choose who to go at and when to sit back slightly, and I feel like that's going to be the most effective way of defending. It always is, in my opinion, so I keep it on balanced. Width, I'm going to push it up slightly to 60 because we haven't got... Obviously, it's a narrow formation. It's 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, as you can tell by the title. So I'm going to leave the width quite high because I'm going to want my players to be obviously spreading out into areas that they won't naturally be in. Depth, I'm going to push it up real high again. We're going to go way up to 75. You can go even higher if you like. You can go even lower. It's completely your own personal preference. I just find that I have a lot of success defending when I'm on 75, especially if I've got an opponent pinned back and he's trying to break out with a high depth. The centre backs winning the ball. The CDM's there. I just find it to be a really good way of applying a lot of pressure to my opponent. Build-up play, I'm going to keep on balance for the exact same reasons. Defensive style, you can pick and choose exactly how you want to play. You can pick the passes you want to make, and you can pick the runs that your players make off the ball to an extent, because chance creation, we're going to go direct passing. I feel like there's a lot of emphasis this year on possession and passing, which is right and important because there is obviously a lot different now with the way the ball moves and the passes that teams make, that your players make. So obviously keeping the ball is important. You can't just spam a through ball and be through one-on-one. However, I do feel like people overplay sometimes. You want to be able to make sure that the passes you're making are meaningful passes and you're not just keeping the ball for the sake of keeping the ball. Therefore, direct passing kind of inadvertently makes you go forward without you actually realising. Width, I'm going to push this up again just to 60, just like we did with the defensive style, for the exact same reason. Players are naturally going to be in wide areas, so I'm going to want them to be drifting wide every now and then to make sure we are exploiting as much space as possible. However, the whole point of the tactic, and I will explain in the instructions, is to overload the middle. Players in the box, now this is a funny one. You can do whatever you want really with this. I really do think it's personal preference. I've tried it low, I've tried it high. I do have success high, but I am starting to lean towards a bit of a middle ground, purely because pullbacks are important. You can score from pullbacks, and they are, I wouldn't say OP, but you know, they are pretty good. So the way I find that though is that it's always your striker that's on the end of it, which obviously makes sense. So, but it's not your centre mids or your cams who are running in, getting on the end of these passes. So players in the box, it's kind of pointless because your strikers are going to be in the box anyway, getting on the end of these pullbacks. So you might as well have a little bit lower and have your centre backs on the edge of the box ready to kind of recycle the play if needs be. So I'm leaning towards a bit of a middle ground, maybe even lower, but it's completely personal preference with this one. If you like having the box overloaded, then feel free to smack that up to 7 or 8, but I am going to leave it on 5. Corners, I would be inclined to drop that down to 2 because there's so many times, even post-patch, when they said that they'd fixed it, but you just get countered on the break, and it's really frustrating to try and defend a corner when you've got like one player against 3 attackers. So just drop that back to 2, and the same with free kicks, purely because it's just pointless risking it. So like I said, there's the formation. It's a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. I am really like psyched about the way this works because I love a good formation with 2 strikers up top. I think it's really solid this year. I think it's really strong, especially when you've got a Milito or a Lozano type. Milito's obviously not the quickest, but he's a big target man who can obviously score goals. And Lozano's obviously the small, rapid guy who's going to be getting in behind, as you'll see from the instructions. So, with the left striker, well, it's just my left striker, whether it's your right or left striker. I've got one of them as everything, just the default settings. Don't change anything on Milito, but when it comes to Lozano, I have him as drift wide and getting behind. Like I said, with the whole, no wingers thing, you're going to be wanting to try and stretch a play a little bit. Lozano's got more chance of getting that out wide and in behind because obviously he's quicker, so that's why I have him. But he can be a left or right striker, whichever one you prefer. Paulo Dybala then, McCann, I'm going to have him as stay forward and get in the box for cross. I know I mentioned before about having people hang out on the edge of the box, but that's going to be the job of the two midfielders. It's not going to be his job. Going to want him, Milito, and Lozano crowding the area, or, you know, doing whatever they can to try and make some space on the edge of the box for these two guys. So we'll start with Chiesa, who's going to be the more attacking version. He's going to be get forward. He's going to be stay on the edge of the box for cross and cover centre. There's no need for cover wings because we've got fullbacks. I've never used cover wings on any tactic that I use, purely because, like I said, you don't really need it. I've never seen a benefit for it, and I'd rather see him in the middle trying to break up play a little bit. So yeah, he is an attacking option. He is obviously, he's not centre mid, but you know, with my kind of formations, if you've ever watched any of my videos in the past, that's never stopped me before. He's going to be doing an attacking role anyway, and he's going to be the one that I'm going to be making runs with that wide as it is. So he's going to be there. The other centre mid, if I could get to him, Vidal, he's going to be a bit more defensive. He's going to be the default attacking, stay on the edge of the box across, and again, cover centre. He's just going to be pretty much the Chiesa role, but without having to make those runs forward. He's going to be sat back just a little bit more and trying to be the person who's playing those balls forward to Dybala and Chiesa and trying to link the play up a little bit between the midfield and the attack. It doesn't matter if your left version is the attacking one, if your left centre mid is, and it's the other way around, and Chiesa is the defensive version, if that makes sense. It's just a matter of personnel, in my opinion. They're the people who are best suited to do those roles, so they're the people that I have doing them. And then the CDM, again, if I could get to him, Barella, he's going to be the anchor, so he's going to be cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking, and cover centre. Pretty standard for a CDM. He's just going to sit back and win the ball back. Hopefully, that's his job. And he's just going to be making those passes. He's going to be connecting the defence to the midfield. He's going to be stopping counter-attacks. And he's going to be running around like a madman, going from left to right, trying to stop any gaps in our defence being exploited from counters. And then the two fullbacks, I'm still torn on the best instructions for fullbacks. I do think joining the attack is viable. I do think the overlap is viable, especially in this kind of formation, because you've already got players in the middle. So I do change it to overlap for the fullbacks because I want them staying out wide and you know, stretching the play. I know that some people don't like having attacker fullbacks. That's perfectly fine. It's completely your choice what you do with the fullbacks. I just think when you've got Barella, well, the CDM, whoever your CDM is, sitting back in it whilst you're attacking anyway, and you've got two centre mids who are on the edge of the box for the cross, you're going to have plenty of players in the middle, hopefully, to stop that attack, which gives the fullbacks, who are rapid, obviously, you're always going to be rapid, plenty of time to get back. So I have them on overlap, trying to stretch the play a little bit and trying to get out wide to make a difference. So guys, I'm going to just jump into some gameplay and show you guys just how the tactic works, kind of goals you can expect to score, same kind of similar fashion as I always pop in, so I hope you guys enjoy. So then guys, into the gameplay we go, and you're going to see just a handful of goals really that we score. I would put in the ones that we concede as well, but would be here all day. It is a really attacking tactic. I really enjoy using it. You do concede goals, everyone concedes goals. No matter what tactic you're going to use, you're going to concede goals, but we score some really good ones, some really fun tactic to use. The thing I like most about it is definitely when you go forward, you've got your two strikers and your cam going forward, and then you've also got the support from your right centre mid and also the left centre mid also hanging back a little bit, acting as a fifth man in attack, and it's really solid. It's really strong. The overlapping fullbacks, you don't really notice them out of position at any point, but again, if you don't choose to have that on, then that's perfectly fine. But it's just a load of fun to use, and I had a really good time using it. I won every game that I used with it. I did a sample of like 7 or 8 games to make sure that it was a solid tactic and I wasn't just, you know, getting lucky. And yeah, it was completely solid in that respect. Probably going to use it in foot champs this weekend. Like I said, with it being so attacking, I get a lot of kick out of, you know, scoring goals. I'm sure we all do. It's what we all want to do. We want to create chances to score plenty of goals. So I'll be using it foot champs this weekend and hopefully getting another rank 1. I went 16-4 this weekend, so hopefully I'll be able to better that. I would love a 20-0 before FIFA 22 is out. There's plenty of time for me to do that, and I really think that is possible. But guys, we are heading towards the end of the video, and I'll say once again, please subscribe. I would appreciate it, and drop a like if you do like the video. I hope that the tactic works for you guys in the exact same way it worked for me, and I wish you all success using it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.